What up, everybody? How's it going? Here in MX versus ATV Legends. It's been about a week since my last video. We added a newborn to the family last week, so I've been busy with that. I don't know how often uploads are going to occur, but I'm going to try and put up videos when I can. But as you guys know that have children, especially newborns, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time spent with them, so it's been a lot of fun. It's been a big challenge for sure, a big change as well, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm gonna still make some videos here and there as well when I can. MX versus ATV Legends, as some of you already know, has a new update that is out that brings us the beginning of the Outdoor National Series, and with those tracks comes some special events. Each track is going to have its own secondary event, whether that is another national track, a supercross track, a GNCC type trail track, which I'm pretty excited to see what that's like, or even an FMX event. Each track is going to have its own unique extra event. The first one we're going to is Fox Raceway, which has the vet track now raceable finally. That's something that I was really looking forward to, so excited to ride that. They also added a snow mode that I'll try and show as well. This right here is really cool. So they actually have a nighttime version. I don't know if this is, you know, they do something like this in real life. I would assume not, because all the lights out here are brought in on like they're all movable. So I would guess that they don't just have 100 movable lights around the track, but if they did, that's pretty badass. But this is the vet track right here. I actually did a video on this not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago, saying, dude, they need to make this raceable. This is such a cool track. It's a shame that it's not raceable. There's some other tracks out here that I wish were raceable as well. They have a couple supercross tracks, if I remember correctly. Quite a few tracks out here at this Fox Raceway facility, which I think is awesome that they have them in the free ride version, but I really wish that they would make all these tracks raceable. I get they're only adding one special event per track, but I mean, the tracks are out here, might as well make all of them raceable. That is a moon booter right there. But the vet track is really cool. The snow mode I'll check out as well. They added a whole lot of stuff to this update as far as customization goes. They added some new graphics kits for the KTM as well as the Kawasaki. I'm not running any of the new stuff. They added some new gear as well. I'm not going to get into all that. They also added voting for multiplayer races, so you can vote which track you want to go to if you want to skip it or not, which I think is cool. They have some other stuff coming as well in future updates that I think you guys are going to really like, that really adds to the game. As far as sounds go, I don't know anything yet. I know they're working on pit bikes as well, so I think everyone's gonna love that. The sounds for me, like, yeah, at first it's a little annoying. I mean, it still is not great, but if I play the game enough, I can kind of look past the sounds, especially since the game is pretty damn fun. Especially once you figure it out. Once you figure out how the clutch works and everything on Supercross, I feel like it's more important than Nationals. But once you figure it out, it does feel a little bit better to play, and the sounds kind of take a back seat. And you can always turn the sounds down if you don't like them. Again, I don't think the sounds are great. They're actually pretty bad. And I think MX vs ATV would agree. I've seen people ask, you know, every single time they post a video clip or an announcement or anything on Instagram, people are like, you know, your sounds suck, right? And I've seen them reply, they're like, dude, we know. Like, we know they're not great. But the sounds don't affect the gameplay too much for me. Again, I do wish they were a little bit better. Oh, I shifted down to second there. Should not have done that. But at the end of the day, I can overlook them. They're adding more content to the game. They're adding, you know, more features. They're adding more things to play. They're adding more gear. They're adding more customization. So they're still working on the game. This snow mode, I think a lot of people, I saw someone's like, dude, they added a snow mode, but they can't add better bike sounds. I get where you're coming from. Like, a snow mode really isn't necessary, but it is a cool little feature. It's unique. It's something different. Necessary, it's not, but it's in there if you're interested in messing around with the snow mode. I will show you guys a lap on the vet track with the snow mode. I'll finish this lap out here, see if I can beat my Ghost. I'm not putting in like a blistering time or anything. That's not really the goal here. I just kind of want to show you guys that this vet track is raceable and time trialable. You can do time trials out here, which is what I like to do. It's fun to race against the Ghost. But also multiplayer racing. I think this would be a really cool track to race multiplayer on. This looks like a really fun track to ride in real life, dude. Like, on the East Coast, we don't have vet tracks like this. Like, we just have our main primary track, at least where I'm from, in North Carolina. They just have the main track. They split practice up for the main track, and that's really all you have. You don't have multiple tracks to choose from, unless you go to a facility. There's some facilities that have that, but for the most part, a lot of our public tracks don't have vet tracks. I know out in California, at least from what it seems, I've never been out there to ride, or I've never even been out there in general, but from what it seems, dude, I keep going too far on that. It seems like most of the California tracks have vet tracks. So you've got your main track, which is just open practice for anyone, typically just your fast guys or your, dudes that are jumping everything. And then you got the vet track for the guys that might be a little bit slower. This is probably where I'd end up. And then you have probably like a kids track as well at a lot of these places, I would assume. So I put it on max deformation. In the snow out here, you can see that the track is mostly covered. I don't know, does it ever snow? I think it does snow every now and then in this part of California where this track is located, but I don't think it's a very common thing. But I know on a lot of the tracks, like Millville, Budds Creek, Lakewood, Southwick, pretty much all the tracks in the north, Redbud, most of the tracks on the circuit actually are in the north. They get snow in the winter. So it's not unheard of to see these tracks covered in snow. I think the California rounds, probably pretty rare, but a lot of the tracks on the outdoor circuit actually get snow in the wintertime. You don't ride them. You don't really ever see anyone riding in the snow, except for Nick Tomasunas. I think that's how you say his name. He posts videos of him riding in the snow. That dude is mental. Like, that guy is so good on a dirt bike. It's crazy. It can occur. You can ride in snow. So anyone saying that this is unrealistic is wrong. This is very realistic to ride in snow. It's just not something you normally do. So I think this is a cool little feature they've added in. The snow looks really good. I think they did an excellent job. It looks good falling from the sky. It looks good on the ground. It looks good with the deformation. Like, they crushed it with the snow visually. As far as the way it rides, it might be a little bit more slippery. I don't think it is, though. I think that's just how the game is. It's a pretty cool feature, man. Like, I think this is neat. Again, not necessary. And who knows, this might have been something super easy for them to implement with this game engine. I know nothing about... Oh, I'm going off track. I know nothing about how games are developed. But this might not have been too difficult for them to add. And that would make sense that they would add it if it's not too difficult to add, because again, it's just an extra feature. The more features, the better. That's how I look at it. Oh, dude, it's turning into a blizzard. This thing is getting gnarly. The wind's picking up. You hear that? That is, okay, that is a cool feature, dude. Like, I don't care if you like snow or not. That is a cool feature. And my Ghost is actually on the dry. Oh, there we go. Oh, you almost got bucked right over the bars. See if I can beat my Ghost. This is a cool track, man. I really like this. It's flat, it's pretty easy, but it's got some good whip jumps on it. I'm not gonna beat the Ghost. Still, pretty decent lap for me. Again, I'm not trying to like crank out fast laps out here. I just kind of want to show you guys this track and show you guys the snow feature. So that's the vet track, raceable now. Hopefully they add more tracks in the future. Really excited to see what each round gets as far as the bonus event. And I will definitely make videos on all those bonus events. This is just the first one at Fox Raceway. Really excited for Nationals. Hopefully Jet doesn't pull the perfect season again. That jump is so easy to overjump. I'd like to see some other guys get some wins. A few wins by Sexton, a few wins by Cooper Webb later in the year, Tomac later in the year. Ferrandis would be cool to see him win on the Honda. maybe a rare Hunter Lawrence win thrown into the mix as well. So I'm excited for nationals. Supercross is cool, but Jet really ran away with it at the end. You can see that the wind died down and the sun is coming out now. So it's actually, the weather changes throughout the race. It started out cloudy and then turned into a blizzard. Now the sun's coming out. The snow looks really good, man. Like the shininess on it looks sick. You know, I was gonna go to the national track, but I'm pretty sure it's unchanged from last year, from last year's version. So I think that's just gonna be it. I'm just gonna ride the vet track here. Thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Again, I've got a newborn in the house, so we'll see how often videos happen. I'm gonna try and do a video each week on the bonus event though, because I think it's super cool. And any updates to come out as well. If there's a feature that I think is worthy of a video, I'll do it. I'm not going to cover everything, just like how this video, I'm just kind of picking and choosing what I like and what I think you guys would like to see. And really the coolest feature of the update right here is the snow and this bonus track right here. So thank you guys for checking this out, and I'll catch all of you coming up in the next one. See you guys soon.